Hello everyone, welcome to a brand new week, checking out all the main news stories around Thailand, and joined today by my co-host Skippy with his Joey. And what'd you say, Skip? Skippy says you should subscribe to the channel, so I think that's a very good idea. Now, we do have plenty to get through today, so let's get started. And this story, which I actually did very quickly on Saturday, I just wanted to use it as a primer for an update. And it says extended nightlife hours to start on December the 15th, and not on the New Year holiday as earlier reported. The Prime Minister's agreed to extend opening hours for nighttime entertainment venues, including pubs and bars, to 4 a.m. in Bangkok, Chiang Mai, Chonburi and Phuket. Looks like Pattaya is now included. Of course, it should be included. And Mr. Sate said relevant agencies will consider how many months are suitable for the trial, and the extension will be temporary for the moment, and discussions about a change of zoning will be held in the future. But the Interior Minister Anatin Charnvirakul said the government also plans to extend the operating hours of restaurants that are run like entertainment venues from midnight till 2, and the current law only permits the selling of alcohol drinks until midnight, while music is not allowed after midnight. So that was the latest information about this extension of the closing hours from 2 to 4 a.m. But this came out on the weekend from Kalasin English on their Facebook page, and the posting says, "Have more tea then." And it quotes the Interior Minister Anatin Charnvirakul saying yesterday that although the government will soon extend operating hours of pubs, bars and nightlife establishments in places like Bangkok and 4 other provinces, the extension does not cover the sale of alcohol, which makes you sort of wonder, what's the point? I mean, why are you going to be out at 4 a.m. in the morning if you're not, well, probably having a drink? Seems to be rather fruitless. The other thing I just noticed from that particular posting was the latest photo of Anatin Charnvirakul. And, well, it could be the photo, but I'm thinking he's just looking a little bit peculiar at the moment. Maybe, what did you say? Yes, exactly what I thought too. So that's Anatin Charnvirakul saying no alcohol at the extended closing hours. I think that's going to be clarified quick time over the next few days. What a strange thing to say. Anyway, that was Anatin Charnvirakul and his latest look on the Kalasin English Facebook page. It's November the 6th, and that means it's happy birthday to a Mr. Steve Ross with an E. Now, he's meant to be having surgery today. Happy birthday, but he's not sure if that's going to actually happen or not. But either way, we do wish you well, Steve, for your 66th birthday. Doesn't look a day over 65. And we go to this story, a couple of sad stories actually. This one from the PattayaNews.com. Couple injured, 3 kids flee in terror from a brazen daylight shooting and kidnapping attempt in East Pattaya. And a couple were injured from gunshot wounds, while 3 kids fled in terror after an unknown male suspect opened fire on them in what Nong Pru police are calling a debt-related incident over the weekend. And it also notes that as of this morning, the suspect is still at large, and police say the incident happened at 5 p.m. on Friday in Nong Pru, Banglamung, and police and emergency responders arrived to find bloodstains in front of the house. 6 bullet cartridges were found on the ground nearby, and a 39-year-old who had sustained injuries from a bullet wound to her arm had head injuries from trying to escape. She was found at a nearby house. She was bleeding heavily, but cognizant and conscious. And a 39-year-old who had sustained injuries from 3 bullet wounds to his belly and legs was found 1 kilometre from the scene at a nearby housing estate, and a sedan with 6 bullet holes and bloodstains was found near him. The 2 victims, who are in a relationship, were taken to a nearby hospital. Witnesses told police they heard some gunshots. They then saw a male suspect, believed to be a middle-aged Thai man, pointing a gun at the couple. They were being threatened to get into a sedan in what was believed to be a kidnapping attempt, but they refused. The suspect then used the blunt end of the gun to hit the victims in the head. The woman ran away to ask for help from her neighbours, and the man drove away in his own sedan, but the gunman opened fire behind both of them and then fled the scene in his vehicle. And during the incident, there were 3 kids who were the victims' nieces and nephews, who are 4 and 6-year-old girls and a 7-year-old. They were crying and running away from the house. Neighbours helped them to a safe place, and they were not injured. Witnesses say they heard that the couple were being asked for many millions of baht in an unspecified debt. And the Nong Pru police have identified and are hunting for the suspect, but would not name him to the press. So let's hope that that person is found today. And a sad situation and terrifying for those particular children. But another shooting incident also reported in the PattayaNews.com. Shooting incident at concert in Kalasin claims 2 lives and leaves 1 injured. And this incident happened at 1 a.m. on November the 4th, and there were 2 casualties and 1 serious injury. Unfortunately, a 55-year-old village chief was later announced dead after being transferred to the Nong Kung Si hospital. A 54-year-old was still being hospitalised. According to the police report, the alleged gunman, identified as an 18-year-old, was arrested with a 9mm firearm, and it's reported that he'd taken 3 amphetamine pills before heading to the Northeastern-style concert to avenge his friend who allegedly was assaulted by another group of youngsters. But the village chief and a security team then attempted to dissuade him and put him down to the ground, but he resisted and fired his firearm with 7 rounds at the aforementioned persons. So 2 totally unrelated firearms incidents reported over the weekend. We hope all those people hospitalised do regain their full health. And we now report from the BangkokPost.com, the top cop, big joke, leaving for Myanmar to bring home 162 Thais. We reported this on the weekend as well, about 162 Thais being held hostage on a border town between Myanmar and China. Let's see what's going on. And the Deputy National Police Chief, General Surachate Hakparn, will leave for Yangon today for talks with Myanmar authorities to bring home 162 Thais evacuated from Lao Kang, a township in North Shan State. And the 162 had been lured by an internet scam gang into illegal work, allegedly run by Chinese business operators in Lao Kang, the capital of the Kokang self-administered zone. 29 Thai victims of the scam were reportedly helped by Myanmar authorities move from a hotel in Lao Kang where they'd been in hiding. They later joined 133 others to a safe shelter inside a military camp inside Myanmar, raising the total to 162. And Surachate said that some of the Thais had been victims of human trafficking, while others might have been lured to work at call centres as phone scam operators. And he also said that 162 Thais might have to first be moved across the border to Kunming in China, and then hopefully repatriated back home. This particular hostage situation a lot closer to home. Where is this Lao Kang? We can see there it's just a little provincial zone inside the border of Myanmar on the border of China. Just zooming out a bit further, the red dot at the top is where that is, and it's about 400 kilometres north of the Thai border. We should also mention that the Thai hostages being held by Hamas are still hostages, and negotiations for their release are continuing. Hi, just a quick interruption, and happy to report there's only 1 boat left here this morning. All their other boats are out. 5-Star Marine taking people out on bespoke VIP charter tours off the island of Phuket. Now, if you'd like some more information, there's a link in the description below. You can even click on that website or type it into your Google machine. But thank you to my sponsors, 5-Star Marine. TNT on a Monday. Thank you very much for joining us, and an invitation to subscribe to the channel. We're now going to check on a report card for the Thai government, only 2 months into the job. But what do the Thai people think about how they're going? This reported by ThaiPBSWorld.com. Government and opposition performances passable, according to a Dusit poll. And out of a maximum score of 10, the performance of the government during the past 2 months was rated at 5.2, compared to 5.86 for the opposition, in an opinion poll conducted by Dusit Poll. Well, this is a little bit complicated because of the makeup of the current coalition, really involving the past and the present. The Move Forward Party, who make up most of the opposition, have so far agreed with most of the policies put forward by the current government. It says the pollsters gauged the opinions of 1,132 people through an online survey between October the 30th and November the 3rd. And a lecturer at the School of Law and Politics at Suan Dusit University said that the lower rating for the government's performance in comparison with the opposition indicates that the government's decision to cut train fares, power and fuel prices may not have met people's full expectations. Only the train fares on a few train lines, not all, have been cut, and there's still uncertainty surrounding the digital wallet scheme. A pass mark of 5.2 out of 10 sounds a bit like most of my scores at school. Now let's have a talk about the digital wallet scheme, and this also reported by ThaiPBSWorld.com. Most poll respondents do not want digital wallet means tested. This according to a NIDA poll. That digital wallet is the 10,000 baht promised to every Thai over the age of 16 as an election campaign by the Per Thai Party. And more than half of the respondents to a recent opinion poll want the 10,000 baht one-time benefit under the digital wallet scheme to be given to every Thai who is 16 or over, regardless of their wealth. And just over 50% of the respondents say that the money should be given out regardless of whether the recipients are rich or poor, while nearly 27% say that only low-income earners should be eligible. And further down there, nearly 70% say there should not be restrictions on where the money is spent, and 14% say that the money should be spent in the province where the recipients have residence, and nearly 14% say the money should be spent in the district of the recipients. Only 2% agreed with the government's idea that the money should be spent within a 4-kilometre radius of the residence of the recipients. But one thing they've confirmed is that the Pattaya application will be used for the implementation of the scheme. The Pattaya application being used to buy lottery tickets, for example. That's about the only thing we do know at the moment. As to how it's going to be implemented, exactly when, all that's still up in the air. And we go to this story now in the BangkokPost.com. We were speaking about strange lights last week emanating from the bowels of the Mekong River up in Nong Khai. This one happens a little bit further south. Narit denies Northern Lights report. And the photo looking quite spooky there of that greenish hue above the horizon. And let's see where it's happening. The National Astronomical Research Institute is denying social media speculation about a sighting of the Northern Lights over a mountaintop in the Kangkrachan National Park in Petchaburi. It says the lights in the sky is a reflection from squid fishing boats, not the famed Aurora Borealis. Now, I've not seen the Aurora Borealis, but I have seen the Aurora Australis, which is the Southern Hemisphere equivalent. Writing on a Facebook page, an astrophysicist at Narit said the photos of vivid green light in the sky above the park are definitely not the Northern Lights. He said Thailand's latitude is too far from the Earth's magnetic poles, prohibiting the country from seeing the Northern Lights. He said the green light might have come from the vivid green lights used by squid fishing boats or lights from human activities. In this part of the world, fishermen usually use green light to fish squid at night because of the wavelength visible to squid. Or certainly just looking out from my little beach house here across the Andaman Sea, on most nights there are plenty of squid boats out there with their green lights. If you get a whole lot of them together and some low cloud cover, you get this greenish hue. So that's exactly what it is. Let's have a look at the map and we can see where the Kankrachan National Park is. If people are looking towards the east, they would certainly be seeing those squid boats in the Gulf of Thailand. And flying over that Gulf of Thailand many times from my trips from Bangkok to Phuket, I used to see just thousands of squid boats out there, and they do tend to congregate in certain areas because that's obviously where the squid are. The Tim Newton Today program coming to you all the way from Phang in Thailand, checking out the main news stories. And I'm here with Skip today. Thank you very much to Rob for gifting me with this rather handsome statue of a Australian red kangaroo and Joey. And we go now to the PattayaNews.com. And this story says Pattaya Air suffers worst PM 2.5 hazardous dust level. And apparently yesterday it held the top spot for the highest PM 2.5 health hazardous dust levels as of November the 5th, 2023. Now, we're not really into the bad air pollution time of the year, but looks like Pattaya getting a bit of a head start. The concentration of extra small particles has surged to 154 micrograms per cubic metre in Pattaya, far above the safety threshold of 50 micrograms. And just noting that pollution officials have actually downgraded that, or upgraded it, whichever way you want to see it, to 37. So anything above 37 is now a trigger point for air pollution areas around Thailand. And the province in Thailand with the highest levels of pollution was Samut Sakhon province. Additionally, areas in Bangkok, Nonthaburi and Samut Prakan were also noted for their elevated levels. But looking at particular cities, and these were the worst locations yesterday. Pattaya in Chonburi with 154. And then it goes through a whole lot of other districts and cities in Thailand. But as I said, we're still a long way from the worst time of the year, usually between sort of January and May, that coinciding with the burning off season, and particularly prevalent in northern, northeastern and the north central parts of Thailand. Now, hopefully you're a bit more up to date with things happening around Thailand. A big thanks to our sponsor, 5 Star Marine, and you can find more about them and where they go at 5starmarinephuket.com. Please subscribe to the channel. Have a fantastic Monday. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow.